What up, Insane Rhetoric? What's up, Insane Rhetoric? What's up? You know what it is. The world is upside down and we're trying to make it right side up. How's it going, sister? What's happening? What's yanking? What's popping off today? What's good? What is on the flow?
Morning, y'all.
Notice I said flow, not floor.
Yeah,
Flow. What's on the flow?
it's on the floor. It's sure to get low, low, low. Oh, I'm sorry.
Low, 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 low. We got a whole bunch of these people out here already low. I don't think you can get no lower than these people because they up to some shenanigans. So let's
Well,
start off. Let's start off with um just
y-
acknowledging to the late great Tina Turner's family and all her friends and best wishes because she has passed away. And yeah, we have missed Tina. That was I think that was Beyonce's direct teacher. Because if you look at Beyonce and look at Tina, they dance the same. I think that's where she got her dancing ability from.
well, I read an article that talked about Tina Turner um, being the model for Beyonce, and they named somebody else, but Beyonce. It said that Tina Turner was the model for that. Like everybody after her emulated her
Yeah,
with the
I can see
big
that.
hair and the short clothes and the
Yeah,
electrifying dancing and whatever. That Tina Turner was the person that everybody emulated, and she was the one that brought that to life.
I can see that. I can see that because when you see Beyonce, I think of Tina. I'll be like, man, this girl is doing the same thing that Tina was doing back in the 60s and 70s. I mean, it's
Well,
the
also, Tina, this article went on to talk about the fact that not only did they emulate her style, but she was the first one to be able to sell out these huge arenas,
hey,
consistently sell
right,
out the most huge arenas or event venues for her concerts, and she did that um after she did had her comeback, her solo comeback, like after the
hmm,
whole stuff with her and Ike and fighting for her name and
right,
all of that. And she was well in her 40s when that happened
right,
with her, between her and Ike, with the
right,
whole divorce and all of that, and having to come back with um how she was gonna be, how she was gonna live,
right,
and
exactly,
and now who is she,
right,
right, without Ike.
right.
And it
She
was
definitely
private.
proved that.
Yeah, well, it was Private Dancer and those songs within that time frame, but Private Dancer was the one that, like, here's this 40-year-old woman singing a song like that, and then that catapulted her record sales, and then that catapulted her concert sales.
Right. Yeah, I
You
mean,
know, I
I
mean,
mean, when you're talking about extraordinary voices of
mm,
women, I mean, well, four come to mind. The first one I think of is Nina Simone.
mhm.
Crazy, crazy, but smart at the same time. You know what
Well,
I'm
I don't
saying?
know that she was crazy. She was,
When I say crazy, I'm talking about dealing with a lot of mental issues and different things that was going on with her in her life and how it was just happening at the time. It just like indirect times when she was in performances and different things. Because when she was in performance, like for the most part, she was herself. You know, sometimes she flip out maybe before a gig or after a gig, but that was just her being her too. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't like something, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about it. People look at that as crazy. So that's what
yeah,
I mean
don't I
about
know
that.
it? I know,
Listen, listen.
I know.
Listen,
I know.
then, then I would think of
For a
you
woman to want what she wants and to say it out loud and to like, you know, actually like come at you like a man would come at you when you're not doing what they want you to do.
know.
Yeah, you're seen as crazy.
I
That's
mean,
correct. You're
but I
seen as
mean,
crazy and hysterical
but I think
if
that's
you're a woman.
you know what? I think that happens if you're a black male. If you're a black male, it happens too. Because a lot of people think that you're supposed to bow down to white society and you can be the smartest thing that's around and they still want you to dumb it down. I think that happens on both sides.
Mm.
I think it happens on both sides because like, yeah, is the table more lengthy on your side? Yeah, it is because first of all, that you're a woman, they looking at it in a male-driven society. Second of all, you're smart. Third of all, that you're black. That's a
Well, I
triple
think
threat.
it's unfortunate when you have women come at women with that.
But okay, so you think about it like this. When you when you know what the best in the room is, how do you even the odds? How do you balance the scales? You try to tear down another person. So it's the same. Even woman to woman, it's the same. If somebody is you doing something better than somebody else and you're getting noticed, especially in corporate America, if you're doing that, then you got to think about why is this person now attacking me? Because you know something more than they know. And like I said, the cherry on top is if you're in a room with Hispanics or whatever you want to call them now, Europeans or
I think
Africans.
I think that Latino X or Latinx or something like that.
Yeah, okay, well, I ain't gonna remember that. So,
I think.
so, so if you're in a group of, in a group setting like that with different people, different nationalities, you gotta think that somebody is going to be looking down on you because they think that you know more. It's just like people from Africa coming over here dealing with people from America, Black America, they think you're supposed to be a certain way. They think they're a lot better. Nah, nah, because they got some jacked up ways too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But they do that. So I mean, I think it's the same on any spectrum. You just when you are that, then you notice it more.
Well, I don't know. I was called crazy by a woman who's supposed to have been in a friendship situation with me, and they called me crazy 5 times in one sentence.
But
So I don't
but,
know.
but see, then you think about it. Think about it like this. When somebody calls you crazy, sometimes that ain't a bad thing because if you look at it to the point of like I'm doing something that's out the box of what you're doing and you're scared to do it, so you'll call me crazy for doing it because you don't understand what I'm trying to do. So I mean, I can see sometimes if a person just trying to say, "Oh, you crazy and you mentally unstable," then that's something totally different because now you saying that to make yourself feel better about your own crazy. See, ain't that
Mhm.
crazy?
So who are the other three that come to
Oh,
mind?
oh, the other three was who did I say?
You said Nina Simone.
I said Nina, Mahalia for singers that just like was
For those of you who don't know, Mahalia Jackson was a very prolific
very,
um,
very, very. Of course, Aretha.
gospel singer.
Of course, Aretha. And then I would have
Aretha Franklin, for those
hmm
of you who don't know.
yeah, Aretha. And then my last one would be in the last maybe 20 years would be what is her name? Anita Baker.
Mhm.
Anita Baker. I mean, for us like people that you never saw in the news for being, bad, like they was like they just acting out. Their character has taking them from one place to another smoothly. You ain't heard nothing too much about them, but they were the only people that can stop their music careers and then have kids and come back and pick it up like they had never left.
I think Anita Baker was another one whose highest fame began at at a later age in her life. She wasn't like, Beyonce was like 14 or 15 and already a
Hmm.
pop star. Anita Baker was another one of those whose fame came late, like super fame. She was already
Hmm.
in the business, but she was doing something else first. I forgot what teacher something. She was doing something else.
Hmm. I mean,
So
but you think about that, like if they would have had what we have now, they would have been on the same level as who your biggest star could be if they had the tools that we have now. Like social media was non-existent back there. Internet was basically starting. Like it's they didn't have those platforms. A lot of stuff that people do is on the platform and themselves that propels them to get where they could be and be posting and visible in social media, which makes it easier for people to know who they are. But them people had to be on the road. They was working, you know what I'm saying, trying to do two things at once, three things at once. So they didn't have that. If they had cell phones back in the day when they was on the road, you know how big some of these people would really be? Like, what's his name? Two Chains. Two Chains didn't make it until he was 40. And when people just realized that the dude is just, hey, he's that good.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? His nickname used to be Titty Boy before he changed it to Two Chains. So he
mm,
was around for a long time, but
mm.
didn't nobody know him like that. So I mean, but yeah, them people, man, I think some of them women was just definitely
Well,
smooth.
we might as well go ahead on since we honoring the dead. We might as well give a shout out to Jim Brown.
Oh yeah, the late great Jim Brown, the NFL star, Hey, and even before that, even before that, one of the great civil rights leaders. Because a lot of people don't know that this dude was a monster on the field, but he was a bigger monster off the field. This dude used to run with Muhammad Ali and freaking Malcolm, Sam Cooke, all these great leaders that was doing their thing in their era. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, shouts out to Jim Brown, man. I mean, what can you say about the hardest hitting person in the NFL?
I think that I love to see him run. I think that his form when he ran was just almost poetry in motion. But but I think people don't really realize um that when he became an actor, he took civil rights with him because like you're gonna be hard pressed to see a Jim Brown film where he's not in the bed with a white woman.
Exactly.
I,
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
it wasn't that they didn't have him with the sisters too back in the day, but like he would be standing next to a white woman who was supposed to be his co-star, his major co-star. He was in the bed with her. Like, and he played. I mean, besides the black exploitation movies, the few of those that he was in, like he played like this one. I think I talked about it on the show early on, like when we first kind of started the show. Um, I don't know why I want this movie to be called TikTok. I don't think that's what it was called, but he played this sheriff or police officer kind of person,
Mm-hmm.
and that was an amazing movie.
Mm.
Like if you see him in, was it The Dirty Dozen?
Yeah, I remember Dirty Dozen.
I
Yeah.
mean, just
Yeah,
so many different characters that he, you know, demanded that he be cast as,
yeah.
you know. So yeah.
I mean, no, I mean, like, I don't understand, right? Like, and I guess right now we just having a history lesson, but I don't understand how people can say that blacks have not contributed to anything in the European culture. I mean, listen, you had, if it wasn't for guys like Charlie Parker, there would be no jazz, no Miles Davis, there would be no brilliant kind of blue. You know, like you, it's no way that you can
Well,
say that they
I'm
haven't
not gonna give it
contributed.
to them. I'm not gonna give it to them. I'm not. I am. Okay, I am because I love me some Charlie Parker. I am, but I'm not gonna give wow, Miles. Oh my God. I am gonna give it to them because they reinvented it,
Right. I'm just saying that they stand on the shoulders of somebody else.
but they stand on the shoulders of people like Louis Armstrong.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying black people as a whole. I'm saying black people as a whole. There's people that was coming before him. The person, the modern father of rhythm and blues would be Robert Johnson on guitar. Like, like you cannot knock these people. I'm not saying that they did it. I'm saying that as a whole, as being a ethnicity of people, that we have done some of the most amazing things with some of the less material and turned it around.
Well, that's one of the things they talked about Tina Turner, and they were saying that um she was inducted into the Hall of Fame twice.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Once with Ike,
Mm-hmm.
with the Ike and Tina review. The second time by herself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I anyway.
So let's talk about this Ten Commandments thing. What's going on with the new Ten
Yeah, we
Commandments? I don't know if they new Ten Commandments.
if we got the 11th commandment.
Oh, the 11th. We doing good. This it only
Yeah, we
took us
came up
it
to leave it to Texas.
it,
Leave it to Texas.
it
We
only
came
took
up with the 11th
2,000.
commandment.
We it only took 2,000 years plus to come up with a new commandment. Woo,
Yeah.
we doing good.
And it's in Texas where it should be.
Of course. This Texas. You want to sing your theme song? Texas. Go ahead.
Texas, our Texas, all hail the mighty state, boldest and grandest.
Them words should be, we do what we want in Texas. We say what we want in Texas.
So yeah, I'm old enough to remember when the fight was to take religion out of the schools. Yeah, I'm old as dirt.
That ain't a quality of being old, ma'am. That's a quality of being knowledgeable. I remember that. So like that ain't no quality of being old. You can't get that off. Sorry. Next.
So listen, y'all. They're trying to Greg Abbott. Yeah, just go Google it. Greg Abbott standing out in
Oh,
front of the thing with a big old
Greg.
10 commandments. He
That
trying
was
to
that was huge.
okay, so this the Republicans pushing this mess, y'all. Oh, they wanted to pass a bill that would have required the 10 commandments to be displayed in a prominent fashion in every classroom.
As
So
that
you got your skeleton over here in this corner, for the science class, learning the bones, whatever. And then you got your especially in a lower grade like kindergarten, first grade, you got your ABCs. You're teaching them put your ABCs around the room so you can learn your letters. So now we're gonna put the 10 Commandments on the wall too, where they have to learn the 10 Commandments.
I mean, why not? Why not? I can roll the dice and go for it. Why not? Ain't nothing else been working that they've been doing. Why not? Give it a shot, see what happens. Just give it a shot. You've been teaching evolution in school for eons, but you don't want to teach biblical Christian values, which
Well, they do now. They do. They want to put it back in the school. They do.
I'm just saying after teaching evolution, like I mean, listen, I don't care what a person believes. It just has to make sense to me. Evolution doesn't make sense. I'm just saying. I done read Darwin. I done read a lot of stuff on Darwin and natural selection, all that. It doesn't line up. I don't know. I'm like,
Okay,
hey,
so it actually passed in our Senate.
the Ten Commandments.
It passed in our Senate. It didn't pass in the House, but it didn't pass in the House only because they dragged their feet about taking the vote.
No, because they didn't want
So
it.
the time expired on that. So
So
that's
they
why
gonna,
it didn't pass. So it's gonna come, it's not dead. You know it's gonna come up again. But what passed was, but see, you gotta understand politics. So if you come up with something silly like that, which it's gonna pass, it's gonna pass. Okay. But if you come up with something silly like that, what they really want can go ahead on and pass
right, because it's on the back end of something else.
because it's on the back end of something else. So what they wanted was for the schools to hire chaplains as teachers without having to get the state certification in teaching.
I mean,
No.
I what?
I'm ready. Come on. Because I know what it, come on.
I don't think that a chaplain should be in a school.
Okay. Because I was like, no. Mm-mm.
I don't think.
And it's not, I'm not saying no because the chaplain shouldn't be in the school. If he gonna be in the school, he needs to be certified to teach. Period. Whoever in there.
How can you certify a person that's built on we're supposed to be built on faith and theology? I don't think you can certify that. And all I'm saying is, I don't think that's the best place for them to be. If you're gonna have somebody that's gonna teach creationism, then I think that should be a person that doesn't wear a collar because then they can show the double standard of the sword. Like if you're gonna teach a religious class, teach a religious class. But if you're gonna teach why are the comparisons of this and that, I think that yeah, I don't think they should be in no school. And that's just me. I don't think they should be in no school doing that.
So
So
they
you just thought
bucket.
I was gonna go, hey, yeah, they need to be in there. That's what you thought, huh? You thought I was gonna put them in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
No.
I don't care about I don't care about your weekend side hustle, whatever that is. Okay. Your week, I'm calling it your weekend side hustle. You got your weekend job. You're you're preaching. I don't care. What I do care about is there are so many different things that the state education agency is saying that the children should be taught. Whether it's right or wrong, it's just a lot of stuff. We're not on, it's too many variables here for us to go off into these different tentacles and talk about stuff that ain't right. Okay. Because y'all just go back and listen to the show, like, subscribe, follow. Y'all just go back and listen to the show where we talked about the TEA and, this whole slavery, not slavery, involuntary relocation. Just, okay, we had a whole show about the teaks one day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's so much that the kids are required to learn within a short amount of time. And for you not to be certified to teach those things, that's what I'm talking about. You can have whatever side hustle job you got on the side. What this is aimed at is the fact that, see, they're trying to get to the Supreme Court because we got this conservative Supreme Court, right? That's overturning everything. They're trying to get back to the Supreme Court because they had this Washington State case where the football coach was praying at the 50-yard line with his students. And they said it was okay. They passed it. They said he was within his right to do that. I'm gonna tell y'all, don't come to my dance company. Because we pray. It's on my website though. It say faith-based. So I'm just saying, don't come if you didn't read my website. I need y'all to come, but if you don't want me to pray.
I'll tell you that sidebar later. I ain't gonna announce that to you on her.
Okay, but there was this Washington State case where the coach was praying with the football players at the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have this case. He won. Okay, it said he was within his right to do it. So now they inching inch by inch to add more. So if you come up with some silliness about the 10 Commandments, everybody, all of us gonna talk. We talking about it. Like, okay, but now on the back end, we're not paying attention. They voting to have the chaplain in there, and he's not board state certified to actually be a teacher. So you've allowed this he or she in the classroom without this board state certification to be a teacher. Now they're in there and they're teaching. They might know the subject, but they're also spinning it with their moral beliefs. Now, here's the problem. You got people, just give me a second. You got children in the classroom. It wasn't so much back in the day. And back in the day, we could say a raghead and nobody would get mad at us. Okay. But now you got the different Muslim people in the class, children in the classroom. They wearing the little girls, but right around third grade, they have to, the children have to practice fasting. It's third or fourth grade. It's like third grade where they can
It's third grade.
do it or not.
Yeah, it's third grade.
Okay.
Because that's when they get ready for the start practicing. Like me, you was talking about Ramadan, and that's the same. It's around that same time frame. It's third and fourth.
Okay, fourth grade, I think the mamas and daddies make them do it.
Right.
But third grade, they can try. Like they can, if they mess up, then it's okay. If they want to do it, then it's okay. If they don't want to do it, that third grade is kind of like,
which way the girls have to wear. You gonna go?
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be you're gonna be a devout religious zealot.
Well, because
I'm just saying.
I don't want to get into a religious thing because we talking about this, but I'm just saying. What about all of them in the classroom?
What about them? This is America.
Exactly. There you go.
What about them?
There you go.
I mean, That's what it comes down to.
Now,
If you don't want to if you don't want to participate, then you don't have to participate. But I mean, this is America. You can pretty much do what you want to do, say what you want to say, and okay, if it offends somebody, then you just got to take the repercussions of that when you after you know you say it. So
okay, I'm getting ready to say something very unpopular right now.
oh, I like unpopular.
If we go to any other country, they're not going to make concessions for the way we do things in America. If we're in Singapore, they're not going to make
But why would they?
concessions for the way that we do things in, okay?
But why would they?
In America, we're going to make concessions for everybody.
But listen. Why would they? More countries on the planet are dynasties. The U.S. is not. Why would they? Why would they change their values for millennials
So I
to a
think
country
that,
compared to can be compared to a country that has only been in existence for 240 years? Why would they?
but I
Okay.
think I
that don't.
but I think that that's where this is coming from. Okay, I think deep down, that deep seated, this is about this is how we do it in America. The problem I have with that is that that's not how it's really done in North America, because we came over here, not we, but
I
these
was gonna
people
say,
that brought my ancestors over here.
you mean who enslaved them and drug them over here on the ship that they didn't want to get on that boat and sign up for to come over here?
And
Them
then
ancestors.
and then they took the people that was already here that tried to help keep them alive, and then they put them in encampments and stole all their land.
Oh yeah, you must be talking about the natives. Yeah, well, yeah, that sounds
Okay,
familiar.
so I mean, if we were really going to do things the way it's done in America, we would do it the way Native Americans would have done it. Oh,
Yeah, that wouldn't work out.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna do it the way it's we do,
Listen,
because it's only been known as the United States for that 200 some odd years you talking about. It
mhm,
was already here
yeah, clearly,
with people here
clearly.
doing things the way they did things.
And let me be clear about it. There was no Europeans here. None.
So the Ten Commandments and all of that, that's an after statement compared. I mean, for this country, we wasn't talking about the Ten Commandments. Wasn't nobody talking about no Ten Commandments and all of that until that 240 years ago. You talking about?
Absolutely. I highly agree. After the raping and pillaging of the Native Americans in the United States and disenfranchising those people and taking what they had to be their own. That's why I don't understand on every news outlet and every news feed, you're talking about go back home. Well, clearly, if you want to send somebody back home, you should start with yourself. But you can't go back home because guess why? You was exiled from the English colonies because you were heathens. I'm just saying what I'm saying. And the only thing I'm saying what I'm saying is because everybody on this show reads and we understand what history has shown. So
Yeah.
clearly, y'all are the first people that don't belong here. We would be the second, but still. Then the Asian people will be the third because y'all brought them over here to do the railroad and connect the East and the West. So
Yeah.
clearly, don't nobody belong on this Joker but the Indians. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
So all that go back home, that shows the ignorance of people because they haven't did their history to find out really where they are from and technically nobody's from here except those that were already here. This
Yeah,
is
that
your
part.
this is your history corner for today. Insane rhetoric.
Well, so let's just be clear that all of this is really, we want the chaplains to be placed in the schools. And then let's be real clear. The other thing that's going on is we gotta cover ourselves, because what's happening also in Texas is that our Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
I think they brothers. Abbott and Dan Patrick, I think they brothers. Because they do some ignorant stuff together.
So the Texas House Committee on General Investigating has recommended impeachment for Dan Patrick.
That ain't gonna go nowhere.
I mean, not Dan Patrick. I'm sorry, y'all, not Dan Patrick.
You mean Abbott?
No, I mean Ken Paxton.
Oh, Ken Paxton. Okay. It still ain't gonna go nowhere. That's gonna go someplace like Trump being indicted, like he won't never go to jail. But that's as simple as that can get. That ain't gonna go nowhere. Name me 3 presidents that has been impeached. And the only one that I can come to mind to think of that was the follow through, and I don't think he was impeached. I think he just resigned. And you know who I'm gonna say? Richard Nixon. That's the closest one I done seen to being kicked out of the office. I have no what how many presidents we up to? 45, 46? How many is it? Out of all them presidents, I have never seen anybody go through with the impeachment of a president. Now they probably wanted to.
So he faces 20 articles of impeachment.
I don't care how many articles he faced. I don't care how many. They ain't gonna impeach him.
Constitutional bribery, obstruction of justice, false statements in official records, conspiracy, misappropriation of public resources.
Listen, they ain't gonna impeach him.
He gonna go to where Mr. Orange Hair and not get him.
Listen, it don't matter. That's politics. That's what the thing of it is. If they have that on him, he just got caught. But all of them do it. I ain't gonna say all. Many of them do it. You don't see them going to jail. You don't see them lined up in court. Come on, man. Let's like what they say. If you teach me the rules, I'll play the game.
Well, if you see the smoke and mirrors, is my thing. People, we insane rhetoric. We trying to tell y'all what's going on in the world. We trying to get you to be aware so that you can go vote these people out of office.
Make educated decisions. Like, subscribe, and follow.
Listen, y'all. Do you see the smoke and mirrors?
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about.
Illusions.
Illusion. If you don't know what illusion is,
look up Houdini.
I'm going to pretend I'm doing this over here when this over here is really happening. And poof, poof, bam, abracadabra, look how wonderful I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, what can we say? And that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what you want. This is what they did to the Indians, man. I'm gonna show you these nice trinkets over here that you can have, but all the time we trying to whack you on the back end and take what you got, and we'll still keep what we were showing you in front. Simple. You never know never let the left hand know what the right is doing. That's politics at its basis form.
What we think about the lady that what we think about the lady that got mauled by the dog saving her son?
Was it her son or was it just the kid?
Her son, her 8-year-old son.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I and I think she was a black sheriff in
Yeah,
Indiana somewhere. I don't know.
Marion
First of
County.
all, first of all, ain't that the same county that Jeffrey and Roland Martin was talking when Roland Martin was going off on Jeffrey? He talking about Indiana, Marion County. Oh, that's why that sounds familiar. I remember that. But
She was a 46-year-old pronounced dead shortly after the police responded to her home.
so like
And the dog attack was reported about 7:45 in the evening.
who
Oh,
dog
I'm
was
sorry, her
it?
son was 6 years old. 6 years old.
Who dog was it? Where did the dog come from?
They were babysitting the dog. Little
So
boy was 6 years old.
so somebody was babysitting the
She was
dog.
babysitting the dog for friend, neighbor, whatever. Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that because like we don't take on kids, let alone take on somebody else's animals. Not not if we ain't familiar with them. So what type of dog was
Like a pit bull.
it? Yeah, see, you can't babysit every dog that you see. I don't agree with that. Mm-mm. Now maybe one of them little what they call them Shih Tzus or Yorkies or something like that. If they ain't too barkative, I'm making up
Yeah.
words now, barkative. If they ain't too barkative, you can probably tolerate that. But a full grown pit bull that you don't know nothing about,
Yeah.
I think that was a bad decision in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-mm.
yeah. She probably couldn't go get the gun because you had to have the gun in one place, the ammunition in the other place. She couldn't just kill it. So she took it. The kid was bitten too, but she took it. You took it to that's true love, mother love right there.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be smarter than that though, because I ain't saying let your kids suffer, but I'm saying you better think of something else so both of us make it out.
Yeah.
But
Then they had a Mississippi boy that was 11 years old. He called the police. He said a policeman shot him. He called for help. Indianola, Mississippi. He called for help.
what did the police shoot him for? I got an idea, but I ain't gonna say it.
They're looking for the footage. The parents are asking for the footage, and they can't get the body cam footage.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I really don't wonder. I know why.
Uh-huh. So
South.
but anyway, y'all, we better get out of here. So y'all need to like, subscribe, follow.
That's a wonderful shirt you got on. I also
Yeah,
color outside the lines too.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
color
call
outside
outside
the
the line.
lines. I actually scribble outside the lines. I don't even care.
Yeah. But y'all like, subscribe, follow, and we gotta go.
All
So
right.
y'all
All right.
remember, as always, to enjoy the ride that is insane rhetoric.
Rhetoric, baby.
Uh, uh, uh,
Y'all better know
insane
what it is.
rhetoric. We got
All right. Y'all better know what it is. It's
uh,
the
uh,
insane rhetoric show.
uh, uh,
It's the insane rhetoric show. Hey.
Oh, all
All
right,
right.
y'all.
Later. Y'all be safe
Peace
in the
out, y'all.
world.
We love y'all. Peace out. And we will see y'all next time here on